Hey guys, let's make a fun 3D letter in Adobe Fresco. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this cool 3D letter. So just follow along. It should be super easy and simple. So the first thing we're going to do is I actually want to make the letter O. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my grid. We'll just make sure that's turned on. And I'm going to be using the vector brushes. So these are the vector brushes, the third brush icon on the left. And I'll just select the basic round. It's the first one at the top, and we can start by creating a circle. And you can hold down to create the perfect circle and then drag up and down to decrease or increase the size. We'll make this nice and big. And I just want to make sure this is nice and centered. There we go. So now that I have my circle here, I'm going to grab my circle tool down here, my drawing aid, and I want to make one right in the center, another one. So instead of just drawing it, I'm going to use this tool. And then we'll drag around like this. And then I will grab it again. So we want to make the inner circle. Oops, we'll undo. Place that in the center. And then go around again. And then we'll do one tiny one in the center. So I gotta grab it and put it right in the center. So there we go. And I'll turn off my tool and it looks something like this. So now I want to add some shading to this because this is how it's going to make it look sort of 3D. So I'll create a new layer underneath this layer. We could turn off our grid because we don't really need it anymore. And I actually want to add some black shading to the left and right side. So I'm going to go with my same color. We'll make a circle here and we'll hold down. Let's zoom in here. Try again. Let's make a circle and then just make sure it's placed in there. I could grab it with my selection tool and do this. And then on this side, I want it to be rounded off the opposite way, so this way. Just like that. And then now I can fill in this area, but I need to connect it like this. So I'm going to have to draw along this edge, connect these two, and then the same for this side. Just going along the edge. Then we can drop a fill there, just like that. And then I want to add maybe like a lighter gray here. So I will go ahead and create another layer underneath. Let's grab a lighter gray. Oops. And let's draw a half circle here. So let's zoom in here. Just like that. And I can grab it and squish it in there, making sure it looks good. And then the same thing, I'll go ahead and with my vector brush is I need to fill in this area. And I'll just rotate this. So if I do this, you can see I filled in that area, but I need to continue filling in this area. And then fill, so that there's that. So that's how that looks. And then we might just leave this white. I might make the background, let's change the background to maybe like a creamy color. I'll make that pixel. So I feel like these circles are a little too small for our inner circle. So I'm actually going to erase this one. Let me increase my brush size. And then I will draw a circle outside of this one. And I'm going to create a new layer. Oops. Let's actually grab the color black and go around. And now I'll just make sure it's centered just like that. So there we go. Now I want to add some shading on the inside. So what I'll do here is I'll create another layer beneath, and then we'll just add some shading in here. So add the loop here. I'm just going all the way around, and then I'll fill like that. So I could even go back and just fix this right here. So you can kind of see like how it's, you know, creating this like almost like retro like 3D O. And so I think that looks good. I think the next thing I want to do is maybe add some shading on the right side. So again, on a new layer, I'll grab that gray again that we used, and we'll go on the other side, just filling in this area. Okay, so now we have this. I want to make this more 3D, so I'm going to duplicate this layer, and then we will drag the bottom one down diagonally, just like this. But for now, let's actually hide it, and I want to fill in this top portion and this middle portion here. So to fill in this bottom area, I can actually duplicate this top one, and then I'll drag it all the way to the bottom above our background layer, and then we can fill in this area here. And I actually want to make it a little bit more white. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something like that. I kind of like the background better color, so we'll fill it in with that one. And then the outer one here, we'll fill it in with that one. So now, if I grab this original one that we duplicated, it's in the back. Now if we fill it and we drag it all the way to the bottom above our background layer, and we fill it in with black, it should look something like this. So now we've kind of made this cool retro 3D O, but now I want to actually connect these sections here. So we want to grab this side to this side. You can hold down your brush, or you can hold down your pencil to connect them. And there's something showing some white here. And it's the gray. So we go in and erase some of this gray, and then we'll go back to this 3D portion and connect it with our vector brush. Just like that. Then we can go in and adjust some of these as well. Grab my eraser and kind of clean up this edge along with this edge here too. And now we have this 3D O. So I'm not quite done yet. I kind of want to give it some shine and some cool spark. So what we could do is we have this upper top outline here. So we'll create a new layer above it and a clipping mask. And then now let's actually grab a basic, and we'll grab a soft round opaque brush, and we'll grab the white. And then when we go through here, we can add some shine to it on these edges. Maybe go even white here. You see we make it a little bit more shiny. And then I'm going to erase some of it right here where the gray is, because it kind of throws it off just a bit. So I think that looks good. I like the way this is turning out. For this background, I might just make it a little, like not super black. I might just make it kind of like a grayish. And then I'll create another layer above it. We'll create a clipping mask. And then we'll grab a black. And then we'll create kind of like this shadow effect. Fill it in like that. Cool, so now I want to add some sparkle to it. So I'll go to the very top, create a new layer, and again with my vector brush, we'll add some little sparkles here and there. So this is where I'll turn on my grid just to make sure I'm making these nice and straight. I'll go ahead and do it on this side first, just so I know that they're all about the same. So we're going to do this one more of like a pop, like a strong spark kind of here. Then I'll just continue doing it again grabbing my black, grabbing my brush. kind of see it looks really interesting the way we're doing this. And then I'll do more of like a regular kind of sparkle looking thing. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again we'll fill it in, and then I'll just drag them in place where I want to. And I'll just duplicate that, make it smaller, just like that. It's good, but you can see how we've made this like fun retro O. And what I'm gonna do now is I just wanna make sure it's all centered on my page. I'll go ahead and turn off my grid, and let's select all of these. So we'll select multiple, and we'll select all of our layers, and then we would try to center it on our screen, just like this. So undo the selection, and there is our fun retro 3D O. And that's how you can create a stunning 3D retro letter using Adobe Fresco. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.